This video brought to you by academic feminism. Is popular feminism bringing you down? Try academic feminism. Educate yourself by quitting your job and changing your major to sociology. You won't regret it. Cannot guarantee you will not regret it. Altruism just isn't for everyone. Oh, that's sexist. Oh, hey. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Just reading, you know. Hey, do you want to do a video, or are you just hanging around?
Lots of people are bad at feminism.
I know. I'm making a video about it right now. And as much as I agree that some people are better at it than others, some people are also better at torture, robbery, organizing flash mobs. Fucking annoying. So lately there has been a lot of feminists on YouTube pointing out that feminism has a bit of a PR problem, which means that they hate Puerto Ricans. But apart from being racists and terrible people, they've also been saying, here's all these crazy radical feminists, the BuzzFeed feminists, the everyday sexism feminists, and they are not feminism. They don't represent feminism. And I agree with that, but it's obnoxious, and we're about to explore why.
You often see complicated ideas reduced to buzzwords and platitudes. You see misrepresentations of data. You see animosity and exclusion rather than cooperation and patience. That kind of feminism exists. I don't think anyone denies that. However, the existence of bad feminism implies that good feminism is also possible.
Good feminism is possible, and we've had it, and I'm of the mind that the word feminism now has lost all meaning because of intersectionalism, which is an academic thing, which is something you push, and it's bullshit. Women are already equal to men in terms of the law, and all the social nuances, all the things that we have left to talk about, can easily be described as humanism or just social advocacy. It doesn't have to be called feminism. It doesn't have to be a movement.
And I'd argue that good feminism exists. It's usually more intellectual and nuanced or academic. And failing that, just less obnoxious.
I worked in academia long enough to know that there is nothing more obnoxious than academics, especially in the realm of social activism. Academia is full to the brim of self-righteous, sanctimonious pseudo-intellectuals regurgitating opinions that have been hand-fed to them by a system that values diversity in every single area, except for thought.
Quote-unquote bad feminism is usually manifested as what a lot of people like to call pop feminism, which refers to the fact that when these ideas reach a mainstream audience, they lose all of their context and become dumbed down. And then a bunch of people jump on the bandwagon without having done much research themselves, and in spite of that, still are vehemently opposed to any kind of disagreement.
So the reason I chose this video instead of one from an actual academic feminist is because of that right there. You just described a trickle-down effect that stems from academic feminism. You just told us where the source of the problem is. It's academic feminism. So if this is the problem that academic feminists have, I have to wonder why they focus so much of their energy on shitlords like me instead of going to the root of the actual problem and encouraging reform in the institutions that are causing it.
The response that I've been seeing a lot lately is that since pop feminism is more mainstream and more popular and arguably more influential, then that indicates that pop feminism is the real feminism. And I can kind of see that a little bit. I've made a similar argument myself. Basically, the idea that you can't help but respond to what you see, like what is all over the place, what's in your face. That's what you're going to naturally respond to.
Yeah, we respond to it. Politicians respond to it. Employers respond to it. Lawmakers respond to it. But we respond to it. Think about this election. How'd that happen? It's weird. Society's weird.
This idea that feminism is ruining everything is just completely overblown. I mean, sometimes they're obnoxious and sometimes they're mean and sometimes they exaggerate stuff.
Right. Sometimes they get people who disagree with them banned from speaking. Sometimes they get people fired or arrested. Sometimes they bully people to the point of suicide. Sometimes they assault people. Sometimes they gain political power and create laws that are discriminatory and violate people's right to free speech. Sometimes their rhetoric inspires riots and actual murders. And sometimes they ruin the Ghostbusters.
And this is annoying to people who are trying to do intellectual feminism, but they're not actually ruining your life.
Are you serious? Did you hear what I said about the Ghostbusters? They fucking ruined the Ghostbusters. Dude. In spite of all that, I don't really disagree too much that there's going to be extremes on either side and that there are some people who take this way too far. And I think most people fall somewhere in the middle where we just want that pendulum to stay fucking still and stop swinging so far to the left and so far to the right. But you should think about it like this. It's not really about the state we're in so much as the direction we're going, and it's pretty fucked. At some point, if this feminism thing goes away, you're going to have problems with the alt-rights or the MRAs or whatever the dominant voice is. There's some fucking crazy that we have to mitigate.
It doesn't warrant a reactionary movement. It doesn't warrant a reactionary movement. It doesn't warrant a reactionary movement. It doesn't warrant a reactionary movement.
A bunch of assholes on the internet talking shit about feminism is not a movement. Feminism is a movement.
It doesn't warrant a reactionary movement.
It really doesn't.
I'm interested in hearing what ways people think feminism has negatively impacted the world, like in a significant, real way. And that's an honest question because I don't see it myself. So
you know? Oh boy. I don't know, man. You're conflating ideas with a movement for social change, an actual movement that wants to change actual laws, that wants to police this philosophy. Once you get to the point of policing a philosophy, you're going to have a lot of fucking people who disagree with you. It's a bigger deal than you're making it. This isn't the same thing as like the myth of bats being blind. This is a social fucking movement. Also, what you seem to be implying is that it's not a successful movement. And I wish that were true, but I think it's starting to become one.
what I think actually happens is people go out of their way to find the worst examples of feminists.
Can you shut the fuck up for a second too?
Or they go out of their way to completely exaggerate how bad a particular feminist is. I've been guilty of that myself.
But it's the opposite. You're talking about pop feminism. That shit is popular. We don't have to go out of our way to do shit like that. I have to go out of my way to do what I'm doing right now. And with Anita, I think she birthed pop feminism, dude. This is what you're complaining about in your video.
So then the argument is that pop feminism includes people who have real influence, like celebrities and media outlets and even the president. And again, this is only a problem if you have this preconceived idea that feminism is dangerous and evil rather than sometimes silly and disappointing.
Oh, it's just silly and disappointing, so when my president advocates for it, I should be okay with it. It's not that feminism is evil or this preconceived idea of feminism. It's that some of the ideas are fucked up and some fucking influential people follow those ideas. We disagree with those ideas, therefore we argue with it. I mean, that was a weird thing to say.
I think what you have to understand is that politicians and celebrities and fucking BuzzFeed, these things exist to pander.
Do you know what a politician is?
There's no feminist world domination strategy. These people say the things that they think will get them the most clicks.
Do you know what a politician is?
And that's probably never going to change. If all of a sudden it became like super mainstream and popular to like lick toes, I guarantee you the president of the United States would be talking about how he enjoys licking toes.
Okay, do you think he would push for legislation that mandates toe licking? Probably not. Probably not the same thing.
This is exactly the same argument as people who moan about how like Miley Cyrus is ruining music. Is Miley Cyrus even still a thing? Is that outdated? She's not ruining music. She's just making music that's not that interesting.
It's the same argument. It's the same argument. So politicians are fucking taking up taking up the mantle. But yeah, it's the same fucking argument. Same fucking argument as Miley fucking Cyrus. Miley Cyrus is the same as fucking Obama. They're the same thing. Whatever. Who fucking cares? Nobody cares. Why am I doing this video? Why are you watching? Fuck. I'm trying not to drink beer, so I'm drinking this shit. It's fucking disgusting. I don't know wine. I don't know about wine. Wine is and this is a cheap ass wine, but wine is weird, you know, like fuck. Gross.